Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name's Haley Murphy. As most of you guys know, I just dropped my latest single. It's called Tiny Feet. And a lot of you guys have been asking a little bit about that song and about the story behind it and what we've kind of gone through regarding miscarriage and loss. And so I just wanted to jump on here, talk a little bit about that and a couple of other things in today's video. So thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already listened or downloaded my song Tiny Feet, please do. It's available on all platforms. Also hit the subscribe button below if you haven't. I'm gonna start releasing more content and more videos like this and music, so please stay tuned for new updated content. All right, well, let's get into it. A couple things I just want to say first before I start is I'm going to start this video talking about my experience through miscarriage, and I'm not really going to hold back any details, so please feel free to skip forward in the video if it is too much for you, as it is a little bit graphic, and this subject can be a little bit sensitive for people. So anyways, I have a 1-year-old son, 1.5-year-old son. He's so beautiful and amazing. I have an amazing husband. But anyways, going back a little bit, so we have gone through 2 miscarriages. I'm mainly just going to talk about the most recent one because that's the one that I kind of got the inspiration and wrote the song for right after. But the first one we had, I'll touch on briefly. It was right before we got pregnant with my son Walter, and I was about 6 weeks. It was definitely a surprise. It's kind of one of those things that you hear about and you're like, oh yeah, that happens to people, and you don't think you're people. Like you don't, yeah, you worry about it, but it doesn't become a reality until you're in that situation and you're in the ultrasound office and they say, sit down, we have something to tell you. There's no heartbeat. And so yeah, that was a pretty big wake-up call, an eye-opener of just, you think you have control over life and your own life, and we really don't have control over those things. Like only God has control over life and all of those situations. So anyways, fast forward, so blessed. We have our beautiful son Walter. And then fast forward again and I get pregnant again. And we were about 12 weeks when I miscarried this last time, which was a bit of a shock because as most of you probably know, 12 weeks is kind of like the mark where they're like you're in like the safe zone. And so we were like just hitting that safe zone when they said there's no heartbeat. And so yeah, it was definitely a very big shock. Like I think both my husband and I, the whole pregnancy, were feeling very like uneasy about it, just having gone through it before, and just, I don't know, we just both had a feeling, some sort of feeling about that. And so anyways, yeah, fast forward, I go to the midwife appointment. They use like a Doppler to try and find the heartbeat. I already had a clear ultrasound, so things were looking good. But then I was at the 12-week mark. She said we can't find a heartbeat, but that could just be because we can't pick it up on the thing. Whatever. So a couple days go by, and then we're out of town camping with some friends, and I started bleeding, which I know it's like, oh, what a big shock, like they told you there's no heartbeat. But I think we were both in denial and also just praying and hoping and going, well, she said it doesn't mean 100%, sort of thing. So anyways, luckily we had just amazing supportive friends that helped us pack up our tent, pack up all of our stuff, and head back home to where we live. And yeah, it was pretty scary, especially we live far away from all of our kind of family and support. We've kind of started fresh, living in a new town that's about a 10-hour drive from where we both grew up. And so we have established a bit of community here, but not a whole lot yet. And luckily we just had amazing friends to support us and come around us and love us, and also to watch like our 1-year-old son while I was miscarrying and going through it. So thank you to all of those people that have been there for us through all of it, whether near or afar. And so anyways, sorry, I feel like I'm kind of stalling to the main point because it's a bit hard to talk about. But anyways, I started miscarrying, and yeah, it's just every miscarriage is very different, I know, for every woman. So just keep that in mind when I'm saying that. This has just been my personal experience. It was just extremely painful, and as someone who has given birth, it was like the level of pain it was miscarrying was like the same level as like active labor, which if you've been through birth, like, you know what that means. Like, it's really intense, and I'm saying that because not every woman who has a miscarriage goes through that like level with it. I'm not sure why my body responded that way, or because I was like that far along. But yeah, we were at home, and yeah, just like contracting and really going through it. And yeah, it was really hard, and my husband was just praying the rosary over me the whole time and praying for me and just trying to be there through me, for me through the contractions. And it's just, yeah, it's a lot more. This is like the part that's a bit hard to talk about, but it's a lot more like bloody and gory, I think, than people maybe realize. Yeah, you just like see things, and if you're further along, you like see the baby. It's like small, but like still you see it, and you see like the sac it was in, you see the placenta, and like you go through that pain of like almost labor, but with no baby on the other side, and all of that like bond and connection, of like sharing your body with this other being, that just kind of gets like ripped out of you so fast, without much warning. And yeah, just like seeing it on the floor. That's kind of the one line in my song. It's like heads on the ground, blood's on the floor. Because I specifically remember just this moment of just like crying out to God and having my head against the wall and in so much pain, and just being like help me, God. Like I and sorry. Yeah, and just going through that. And then I guess there's the part of, yeah, you have to clean it up, and like the placenta's on the ground, and like my husband cleaned all of that up, and we went and like buried it the next day and stuff. And yeah, it's just, I think life can be pretty hard, and you go through these like big traumatic things together and in your family. And when you open yourself up to children and life, this is like a huge part of it, and like a part of things that can happen that I think, at least for me before going through miscarriage, I didn't really think of. I didn't realize that opening myself up to life, what that fully meant. It means I'm gonna have babies that like I carry physically on this earth and meet and am with in my heart, and then there's gonna be babies that I just carry in my heart that that aren't here anymore. And yeah, that's like a pretty like intense thing, and it's also very intense for like dads and fathers that go through this. And I don't think that's like talked about a lot, but I think it's really important that they have a place too. And I know it definitely, of course, it affects the mother more. Like, that's just obvious. It's in your body, you're the one going through it. But to just have my husband there and be so supportive and going through that like trauma with me and just coming out together on the other side, was so beautiful. But yeah, that's kind of a bit about like that story, with all of that. And yeah, I'm not saying it to get, I don't, like, I'm over it. It's always sad, but like, you know, but it's just really good to bring like awareness around it, because I think there's a little bit, and I'm gonna kind of change gears here now, but a little bit of this hard place when it comes to miscarriage and also abortion when losing babies, where when you have a miscarriage, because of today's society, I think it's really pushed across, because it's like, well, babies die all the time. People choose to end the life of their children on a regular basis. And so because that has been such a prevalent part of our society now, I think that when a miscarriage does happen, it's it's like hard to understand unless you've gone through it, definitely, but I think it's definitely pushed across as not a big deal. Or I remember people asking me like, oh, are you sad or not? And just stuff like that that makes it really hard and can make you feel very isolated as a mom and very alone in it, because of how normalized I think this has become. And then I think there's the other side of it, which I do want to touch on, because I do have a lot of, and some of my best, most closest friends who have gone through abortion, and who have come out the other side and deal with a lot of grief and loss and pain that maybe they didn't know or weren't presented with before they actually went through and had that abortion. And so I think there's also the other side of it, where there's not a total place always for women who've had abortion and need healing after, and need to grieve that and know that there is forgiveness and love through Jesus Christ there through that. And so I think our world, it can just be so complex when all of this kind of actually really sensitive information and content and topics almost become like such a debate and a world of back and forth. And of course that's needed and all of that, but sometimes we can miss like the healing part and the grief part that comes with losing your child being taken from your body, no matter how that was taken, whether you willed it or not. Like, there is pain that comes with that, and I just feel for any mom who has gone through that, because it is really hard, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. And I just think whether you were wanting a baby or not, or expecting or happy or had plans or unplanned, that baby being taken out of your body is so traumatic, and it is so hard and leaves a deep hole in you no matter what. And it's even a biological thing. Like, I know you share, I'm not super smart, so please don't, like, I'm about to start talking, I'm like, Haley, don't sound stupid. But like, on a biological level, I know you share blood, like, with your baby. And when it comes out of you, like, your baby thinks it's still literally the same person as you for the first 6 months. And so you can just imagine on a biological level, that like attachment that you have with the baby. And then there's that like spiritual level of it, of like God gave you this child and its soul is in you. And so like just putting that like holistic picture together of it's not just, it has a heartbeat, it has cells, it's a real human, and then on top of that you are sharing spiritually all of this stuff, and biologically this bond. And so it's just a really big deal. And anyways, that's kind of all I think I have to say. I just hope that my song and just kind of talking about it can help raise a bit of awareness and space for women to grieve through it. I know when I was going through this, I just felt very alone, and just alone, and kind of like I was saying, I had people around me to support me, but just it's hard, it's isolating. And I remember thinking, I wish I had like a song to just listen to in my pajamas and my messy bun and my haven't showered in 2 days, and to just like cry to, and that didn't exist. Or maybe it does exist, but sorry if there are other, like, I don't know, I just didn't see it. And so like I just wrote this song to kind of be a comfort for myself, and then now I just kind of was encouraged to put it out there. So I hope it can be a comfort to you. So please share it if you know anybody, which you do know someone who has been through this, even whether you maybe know it or don't know it, because it's such a common thing. Miscarriage is very, very common, unfortunately. It happens all of the time, and it's easy to look over. But please, if you know someone that's going through it, be there for them, make space for them, send them the song, give them an extra long hug, whatever you need to do to kind of be there for your friends and family and people who are around you. So anyways, love you guys lots. Thanks so much. Once again, hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already, and please download and like my song Tiny Feet. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good day. God bless.